Hey, so I'm up in Vermont now, and it's been about a week since I posted all the 9 square videos. The turnout's been really exciting for me. There was a lot of interesting comments that people left. One thing that I didn't mention in the 10 videos that is a major part of my spinning is Triquetras, and a lot of people had questions about Triquetras because all I was doing was 4-petal flowers. So clearly we need to address that. There's two types of Triquetra that I use. There's the full extension, 3-unit extension type that everybody's familiar with. Your typical Mercedes comes from this. And then there's the 2-unit extension type that I use. This is what I use mostly because it fits into the framework much more tightly. You can think of both of them as being a series of translations through the 9 square grid. I always like to think of anti-spin flowers as a series of translations. In the case of the full 3-unit extension type, you can think of it as 3 major translations. Major, major, major. Like that. And so that helps you kind of keep the framework in mind. The 2-unit extension type it consists usually, for me, of a major and then 2 minors. Major, minor, minor. Major, minor, minor. Like that. So you can do these in any of the different squares. Oops. This, do it here, do it here. Or if I want to do the 3-unit type, the full extension type, here, or here, or potentially here. I'm not quite sure about this yet. But so that's, the idea is just find the triangles basically in the grid. So, first, full extension types. It's a 3-unit, 1, 2, 3. So technically it's not ideal as far as Coriolis goes. If I stop, I've divided my radius by 3, so it goes 3 times as fast. Since it's going 3 times as fast, it doesn't fit perfectly into a 2-beat 3-petal anti-spin flower. So that's it's a little forced if you use the poi at the length that I do. Let's see. If you're willing, most people are willing to deal with that, that type of limitation. Most people use poi that are longer than mine too, it seems. But so Kaleidometric posted a really interesting comment or question rather, about these full extension types, which was, hey, it's going through 2 corners and then 1 edge center. So isn't it going through cross and quarter mode? And he's absolutely right, it is. It's the coolest thing. I had never really thought about it, but yes, when you do something like a Mercedes in full 3-unit extension, it is going through cross, quarter, quarter, cross, quarter, quarter, and you can use this majorly to your advantage. It's pretty interesting. So I can stop here and go down into a quarter mode move, go back up. There's the potential is really interesting for me. So that kind of deal. Very interesting stuff. So I really appreciate that comment. It's been I've been focusing on that a lot lately. But so that aside, I want to spend most of the time that I have talking about the 2-unit variant because it fits into the framework almost perfectly in so many ways. Everybody uses it without realizing it when they get into these hybridized translation sort of zigzags and stuff like that. It's all based on that theory. So, as I said before, it's a 2-unit. So instead of 1, 2, 3, I'm just doing 1, 2. So I'm sort of rotating around my elbow. And what makes this so interesting is the fact that it uses 2 of the squares, because it's 2 units. The fact that it uses 2 squares... Hey, Poco. the fact that it uses two squares, 2/3 of the grid, means that if I want to fit another one next to it, they have to overlap. And as Drex pointed out, in his latest video, he talked about soft transitions, and I never had a name for it, but a soft transition is a great way of putting it. Being able to effectively keep your hand moving while you switch direction of your arm. So basically, because it overlaps like a Venn diagram does by one unit, sort of like this, that means that in the middle here, there's a 1-unit anti-spin flower waiting to be done, or an isolation of some sort. So basically you can think of a 1-unit anti-spin flower is a cateye. So you can see sort of the radius here, and when I do a cateye, now I also have the same radius over here. So I can transition over into the other two squares, like so. And I can do it over here, cateye, over, cateye, over. Really cool stuff. So there's a lot of connections that can be made between this side and this side and this side and this side and the edges using this sort of technique. So basically a good way to think of 2-unit Triquetras is it's sort of 2/3 of a 4-petal anti-spin flower, like this. I can turn this into 2 Triquetras just by going like this. Major, minor, minor, major, minor, minor. Or I can do it like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. And once you get the thread the needle sort of feeling down, you'll notice that it's almost automatic. You don't actually have to force it at all because of the Coriolis acceleration between extension in 2 units and extension in anti-spin in 2 units. So all of these zigzag patterns and stuff that people have been playing with, stuff like this, if you break it down into the triangles that it effectively is, like this triangle, and if I transition up, or translate, like so, when I'm in my quarter time phase here, up here, now I have another triangle, like this. Transition down, up, down, up. Now I'm here. If I want to, I can start doing it like this. Maybe. Go like this. Go like this. So you can see, just by thinking of the triangles, it sort of allows the geometry to more freely associate. Yeah. Okay, I think that covers most of the things I wanted to talk about. So, Triquetras fit into the 9-square grid really well. I haven't investigated all of the potential yet, especially in like these sort of corner areas like this. I haven't thought about that yet. Mainly what I've been playing with is like diamond forms like this, or bisected diamond forms. Some interesting ones in that, actually. Like this right here. Annie came up with this one. It's really cool. It's like a real butterfly. So you can see major, minor, minor, major, minor, minor. Or the inverse of it, which would be like this. Major, minor, minor. Like that. Really like this one a lot too. Or probably my favorite that I've been playing with lately is this type right here. Major, minor, minor, major, minor, minor, hybrid extension. And I like that one a lot because I'm basically doing a split time butterfly figure 8 with my hands. So it's kind of a neat little ditty. Alright, so I'll try to post some more stuff soon. Hopefully some interesting comments. See you guys next time.